What's up everybody, Jeremiah here, and we are back with another unboxing. This time we're taking a look at Ditaishe's Armored Broly in 1/3 scale. Judging from the pics that I saw online, I cannot wait to see what this looks like in person. This actually just arrived today, and I was supposed to go to sleep. It is currently 1:30 a.m. in the morning. So when duty calls and it's time to unbox, who am I to disagree, right? Excited to jump into this. Let's do it. All right, so to get started, here are the 3 boxes that come with your purchase. It looks like it's labeled A, B, and C. Now, I don't know what that actually corresponds to. I'll probably figure out as I unbox this what each one is housing inside. But if we take a look at the details here, A seems to have a net weight of 10 with a gross weight of 15. I assume gross weight just means that is the gross weight with the box and styrofoam and all of that. So maybe net weight is really the item inside. You got net weight here of 22.2, GW gross weight 28, and over here, oh, it's a little covered. I think it's a little lighter. That looks like a 7 or maybe a 9 on the other side. Let's see. Yep, okay, so it is a 7 in terms of net weight. I don't know if that means anything, but for those of you that are just wondering how much weight to expect when you get this thing, this I can say I'd lift it by myself. This one might have to push this one around. This one, unless you're super strong, unlike me, you might need to have an extra person with you to lift this around. But I am going to assume that this is probably a bulk of the body, maybe some of the base, or maybe the base is in the lighter areas, who knows. This is probably the head with the lighter part. We'll see. This is going to be quite the process, so just to save you guys the time, as I always do, let's go ahead and open this up in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. So we've got it unboxed, and I will say I did this by myself, so definitely this is doable on your own. Now, typically when I take off the brown box, what I'll usually do is cut off the brown box from the bottom part and then just lift the box that way. This time around, I just wanted for a change of pace, I guess. I don't know why, but I took it from the top. And so I just set it on its side and took the box out. It's fairly easy to do so. Now that we got the box all out, let's go ahead and take a look at the artwork. It's a very simple artwork. I actually like it. It's basically just like this sketch drawing of Broly and the piece that they have going on, sort of in this manga style of art, which I find really, really cool. And it's actually just on one side. I don't think it extends to any other side of the box. It's kind of the same for all of them. So it's just going to be here. Again, a very simple simple box, nice white, clean look. I think that was also super helpful, especially for a piece like this where the price is really where you're going to find a lot of value in. So maybe they didn't really have to spend a lot of time, you know, designing and adding more print to the box to make the whole piece itself expensive. More expensive, right, than what you get it for. So I think that was actually pretty smart. Just a nice look. Get your logo on there. Get the artwork. Make it still presentable, but also affordable. So hats off to Ditaishe for that. This is actually my first time opening up a Ditaishe, and also please forgive me if I'm butchering the pronunciation, but maybe it's Ditaishe, who knows. I'm gonna say Ditaishe. Okay, now to review, this was supposedly box A, B, and C. C being the lightest, B being the heaviest. So I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna open it in that order. I assume that probably what's in here is the base. That's why it's a little lighter and also a bit longer. Then you probably get the bulk of his body here, and then you probably get his switchable heads, which is why this one's the lightest. Don't know for sure, but let's go ahead and find out. And also what I'm gonna do is start with, you know, each box, and as much as I want to keep all the boxes in here, as you can see, I don't have that much space here. Usually what I do is I unbox everything here, then move it upstairs once it's all unboxed. So for today, we'll do that. We'll take out one box, knock it out, put it on the table, go to the next one, and hopefully it's as seamless as it seems to be. And hopefully also, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a peek. I'm hoping that I can just do all of this without taking the styrofoam out of the box. Let's go ahead and see what's inside here. Okay, well, the straps are here, and it looks like it's loaded from the top down. So I'm hoping I can do that without having to pull the styro out. Let's see if it works that way. We'll start with box A. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and unbuckle the straps here. And we'll see if that gives me access to the parts fairly easy. I hope so. Oh, this is cool. All right, let me show you guys. All right, so once you take off this top layer here and unbuckle it or unstrap it, if that's the right term, here you're gonna see the aura pieces that you're gonna be placing on Broly there. I wonder, okay, this looks like to be, it's a second layer, and it's actually fairly light. I could probably lift this up with one hand, which obviously I'm not going to, but let me go ahead and take off this first layer here, but that's a good look at it, all right? It looks to be the back or somewhere on the base there. And, oh no. Oh no. I was supposed to get clear. This is not clear. This is plated. Oh my goodness. Okay, so a quick pause in the video. Unfortunately, I did run into a bit of a hiccup, which actually just has nothing to do with the piece itself, but it just comes with the order. So I linked up with one of my local retailers here to order this a year back. And I specifically asked for the clear aura set. The aura set where it's a bit more transparent. And unfortunately, from what it looks like I got, it looks to be the solid color. So I think I'm gonna have to hold back on, or at least hold off on unboxing this thing, just so that everything's intact. And hopefully they can sort everything out quickly and get the piece situated. Now, I was super excited. I know it's a small thing, but I kind of like it a bit more clear just because I think the light shines a bit easier, shines nicer. And I've got a couple pieces like these, right, that have this clear resin. I think clear resin looks a bit more classy. So we're gonna pause, and at least that means I get to sleep a little bit for right now, and then reach out to my retailer. Hopefully, we'll fast forward into the future, and hopefully it's all sorted out. So we'll see you in the next clip. All right, everybody, we are officially back after our short time skip. It's actually been a few months since I shot the last clip. I reached out to MCKC and they were super helpful to get everything sorted. I actually reached out to them that evening or that morning. It was probably like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. I sent them a message on Facebook and they got back to me at that instant. I told them what was up. I said, hey, I got these solid plated aura sets and I ordered the clear. And they said, hey, no problem. Sorry about the inconvenience. And they made sure to tell me and let me know that they put the order in and they're gonna get it sorted with their supplier. So the good news is we have got the box back in the office here and I am so hyped and ready to get this started. But the first thing we should probably do is just to check and make sure that we did get the clear transparent sets. So let's get right to it. All right, let's go ahead and have a look. I'm actually opening this and checking this for the first time. So you guys are going to experience this with me. I'll either be really, really sad or really, really happy. So let's check it out and see if we got it right. Come on. All right, straps off. And by the way, since you guys in the last clip already saw the white box, I'm not gonna go ahead and take that out. So we will do this within the brown box. Okay, so this is a little tricky to do with one hand. There we go. All right, this one too. I'm so excited. Let's go. Okay, here we go. What do we got? Come on, clear. Yes, it is here. Okay, worth the wait, I think so. Let's go ahead and set this up. So I'm going with this box just because from the pictures, I can obviously see Broly standing on the sheet of ice. And I think this is the only box that even has the dimension size to kind of cover that. So I'm assuming the base is here under all of this aura. But let's take a quick look. I think this looks like one solid piece of aura. We've got another aura piece here. And okay, let me go ahead and remove this layer and see what's underneath. Okay, so I went ahead and lifted the first layer out of this box and we do have it correct. Underneath, we've got that nice, glacier looking like sheet of ice or base, whatever you want to call it. It looks cool. So let's go ahead and get this out of the box and set it up on the table. Whew. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Surprisingly not that heavy, considering the size you have. Let's see what we see underneath. We've got, looks like 188, and I'll go ahead and read that back. Hard to tell. Is that 62? But I guess in post-edit, I'll be able to read that clearly. Let's go ahead and set this up on our base. Have a feeling it's the other way around. Probably the big jaggedy spikes go on the back of the base. Very cool. Okay, so first impression out of the way. It looks really nice, all set up here. We've got this nice sort of clear transparent that sets pretty nifty right in the slot right over there, so it's really easy to figure out. There is one, I think, aura piece here that I assume, I'm not quite sure where it lands here on the base. So I'm gonna assume that this probably lands on Broly's body. Now, I should say, I don't know if this is the application, or the paint application that it was originally applied with, but you can sort of see, I don't know if you can tell from my camera, okay, but a little bit of smudges here. Now, it's kind of there throughout the whole thing. I don't know if maybe this was one of those pieces that was sitting out on display and they said, oh, you know, we need to ship this out, or that was part of the original sort of paint application. I'm gonna assume that probably this piece had been sitting out, and when they contacted the supplier, they said, hey, we need to get a clear piece in. Do you have one? And they probably shipped this. Who knows? In any case, this may be an issue for some of you, maybe not. For me, I have it, but not a big deal, at least for me, especially when it comes to the price that I got this for, compared to like the other pieces you can get at this price range. And also because, I mean, I think it feels like an easy sort of clean. And if you wanted to improve the piece, you could always hire or commission somebody to help you paint this again. I'm purely satisfied with it, but just wanted to give you guys a heads up that it is not the cleanest application, but again, nothing to really, at least on my end, complain about. Anyway, with that said, this looks okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pack up this box and we'll get to box number 2. Okay, moving right along, we are on to box number 2. Now this is box B, I believe. I'm gonna assume that this is the next box to open just because box A feels a bit light. So I'm gonna assume that's where Broly's head is. And this is probably where his main body is. So I went ahead and undid the straps. It does come with this card here. So we've got Ditaishe, and thank you for purchasing our products. If you have any questions or want to know more about new products, please join us at this number. That must be their local number in their country. In which case you can probably also reach out to them on Facebook, or if you're like me, you can reach out to your retailer in your specific country and they'll help you get through whatever it is you need to get through. Now, I will say I do like this setup. In the last clips, at least when I first opened this up, I went ahead and took the white box out. But again, just a shout out, this is really smart packaging because I can leave the white box in the brown box and we can get right to the unboxing. So let me go ahead and open this up and see what we got inside. Oh, it feels like a thicker layer right here. So let's see what's underneath. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, okay, no, it looks like it's actually his heads are here. So I wonder what's in the other box. But it does look like, yeah, his main body's here. Let's go ahead and check this out. Okay, so I took that top layer off. It's actually 4 styrofoam pieces. So under that layer, you've got the body, and then under this, you've got the legs. It's actually cushioned, right, this extra layer, which is really cool. Nice thick styro, too. And then it looks like you've got his legs here. Can I identify anything else that looks like a hand? What is this? Looks like... oh, okay. I feel like that's like the fur that goes on his pants there. And what's over here? Oh, okay. Energy ball with his hand. So let's try and be careful with that. These are the legs, obviously. And do we see anything under here? Is there anything under here? Okay, there is something here. Let me take this off. All right, what do we got under here? Packed really nicely, too. Okay, it is the other energy ball in his other hand. Yeah, that looks like it. There's his gauntlet. You can see it. Packed really well. Very cool. So I feel like that is the majority of the body. This should be a fairly easy setup. Let's go ahead and jump to the assembly process. Okay, so we start with the legs. Not too bad, not too heavy of a piece here. You know, you get a lot of size, but very doable. I'm not sweating at all. But definitely nice. Got a lot of size. I do like the weight because it is easy to lift. Let's go ahead, and I think it has this peg here, which is gonna run on the base there. So let me go ahead and do this safely, see if we can get him locked in. There we go. All right, not too bad of a fit. Okay, that'll do. All set. All right, what is next? I guess it'll be the body, so we'll go with the body here. I'm sweating. All right, here's a look at the body. We've got what looks to be the peg hole that goes in the center. Really nice paint job, just looking at it from the top here. So I'm excited to put this on and see if we can get this on safely as well. Not too heavy again, just I think the right amount of weight. Let's see if it's a smooth application. Oh, that's bad. Ouch. Okay, I just cramped my neck. All right, let me try round 2. Cool. Okay, a little bit of fidgeting, but not too much. It does apply really well. Just want to be careful depending on like the height that you're applying it at. You don't want to cramp my neck or your neck the way I just did. But it does feel pretty in place. It looks like there's a slot here, so I wonder if I did the right order. I wonder if this aura is supposed to go there. Hold on, let me show you guys. Okay, so just finished applying the body, and I can already tell that it looks like a piece is supposed to slot right here. I wonder if the piece goes in first before you put the body on because of the way it's indented. I will find out soon enough. I don't know which piece that is. It doesn't look like it's this one because I feel like that one probably goes somewhere here on the body. But let's go ahead and assemble the rest of it and we'll figure out what is next. Okay, so next is what I'm gonna do is this arm, which was, I went ahead and unwrapped it, but it is situated like this in this part of the styrofoam. Looks like it's his right hand here. See if I can do this with one arm carefully. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go ahead and notch him in place. Seems easy enough. Is there a magnet here? There you go. Okay, yeah. You know, I was thinking, I thought that there would be a rod or something because they both had open ends, but it doesn't look like it. Just have your magnet here. And I think that should do the trick. So, easy enough. Got his left arm on. And next, we've got the right arm. I also went ahead and took the wrapping out of it, but it is situated just like this. I do this just so I understand if I ever had to repack this, where the parts go. But it looks like this should also, oh, it's strong magnet too on this side. Very cool. Okay, right arm done. Okay, next, I uncovered this. It does look like it is the piece that goes on his piece of fur here on the front, but I did discover that there's no place to situate it. So I assume maybe that notch right there is for the actual piece of fur, and then this would maybe attach to the fur, but the fur is not here. So this is gonna have to wait. And I was curious to see what was in the other parts here. It looks like we get his hand, or his arms rather, without the energy ball, but I have no intention of displaying it without the energy ball, so that's gonna stay there. And I think that should do it for this part of the box. Then we've got his 2 heads, it looks like, and or maybe it's just his hair. I don't know. I'll have to check that out. And the aura, additional aura that is gonna go on the piece. Okay, so I went ahead and unwrapped it so that you guys know how it is situated in here. So that's your, that's at least the way this is positioned on that side, and there's the other. Let's see if we can figure out where this goes. Should be fairly simple. This looks like it's the left side. And I think it is. Cool. All right. Notches very simply into the slot. And we'll go to the right here. And that one is going to go here. All right. Let me see. Yep. Also notches in very well. It also looks like it clears just a little bit. Not too bad. We'll take a look in better detail later. But there we go. We've got our aura pieces. And, all right. The heads. Let's check this out. Oh, yeah. This looks cool. All right. So we've got his black-haired portrait here. Let's go ahead and set him up and see what it looks like on top. Not too deep of a slot here, but let's hope the magnet is strong. Yeah, Feels like it is. Oh, that looks cool. All right. Let's clean up these boxes. Very, very cool. Oh, I can't wait to set the rest of this up. Still missing a couple Aura pieces there and his fur piece, which is gonna go there. But I did want to show you guys the rest of, the setup and how, he kind of comes out of his box. So, number one, I will say that there was a bit of it's a little tricky to get this head out, just because, the spikes in his hair are kind of digging into the foam. So you want to do this carefully, don't rush it, and just kind of massage its way out of the styro piece. This is his powered up version. Now, in a proper unboxing, I would show you this on there, but I'm just not in the mood to take this out, and you guys can probably see pictures. So I just kind of want to keep it the way it's wrapped in. It's nice and safe, so we'll keep it like that. You guys can always look at pictures of that if you would like. The reason I'm going with this one is just because I think if I'm correct, this is probably more anime accurate. I don't think we ever really saw him with his powered up green hair with his armor still on. Like, I think he's generally topless by the time he gets to that, judging from this OG one that I have on the side. Also, number two, I'm going with this one just because there are plenty of Broly's where he's like in his sort of enraged version, like this one from Timoon, right? Where he's got like no pupils. So I think the black-haired Broly is a unique look, and I think it's probably more accurate to the armor plating that he has on. So I'm gonna go with this one. But just so you guys know, that's where that head is. Now on this side, it seems like once you've got this layer here, you are left with a few pieces, namely this one right here, which I'm gonna have to set to the side for now. We'll say safely, hopefully, right there. Okay, and what else? Oh yeah, and this Aura piece that I got from the other box. So still don't know where this is gonna go. I will figure that out once we get the last box open. All right, so let me go ahead and put this away and we'll go to box number 3. Okay, so we are on to the last box, which I think is actually the lightest box, right? This is box C. So I'm gonna assume this houses his cape or his fur sort of like covering, if you want, whatever you want to call it. Oh no, okay, well actually we've got more Aura. So all the Aura's here. That's gonna go on him. Let's see what's underneath. Must be the cape underneath. Hopefully it's the cape underneath. Let's check it out. All right, so suspicions are correct. Underneath that layer here is the cape. I keep saying cape. What do we call this? Like his wraparound? That's maybe better. So there it is. Okay, and judging from the way this is actually situated, it looks like this is gonna have to go on first, okay? I'm gonna assume, at least in order. So you probably wanna go with this box first before you attach what I just attached. But we'll see if that's how it plays out. What else do we have in here? So we've got, what's this? Looks like a battery, sort of USB. Maybe that powers the lighting, who knows? We will see. Maybe it's by remote, not quite sure. Lights? Okay, anyway, but that's what is included. And is there anything else? Oh, there's this. What could this be? All right. It's just kind of sitting here too as well. So I guess they said, you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's not going to damage it or not heavy enough to damage it. Looks like another, what is this? Huh, okay, USB. It looks like a flashlight. All right, I guess we'll figure out how this works, but that's what's inside. It looks like a bigger version of that, so I'm not quite sure. We will figure this out. And what else? Oh, the Aura, of course. So we've got Aura 1, Aura 2, Aura 3, Aura 4. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and start with the body first. So I'm gonna have to set him or his head, his arms. I'm gonna take this off, put this cape on, and then do the reattachment from there. So let's go ahead and jump to that. All right, wraparound is out. Has a little bit of weight to it, but not too heavy. Very much doable. Let's go ahead and see if I got the order right. So gonna assume that this is gonna sit right here. Okay, we got it. Yes, we got it. All right. Looks like we were on the right track when it comes to deducing where this goes. Let me go ahead and set the body back up. Okay, so body is back on. I do still have the aura to attach, but I want to do a separate video here, or separate clips, I should say, where I, attach it on there so I know exactly where to pack them up again if I ever decide to do that. But let's go ahead and talk about the application of this top part of his body. So the cape sits in pretty nicely, but I will say it is a bit different the second time around. So when I slid this body on first, it was pretty snug. Once you get this cape on, it does feel like, I keep saying cape, wraparound, right? Once you get the wraparound on, it feels like he should sort of sit a bit more flush. I don't know if you guys can see, but it does seem to be a gap there, and I don't know, I didn't feel this gap earlier, but I felt it more now that the cape was here, but maybe that is part of the design. So maybe your piece might be a bit different, but for me, this is what I experienced. So that is sort of, it feels like it's in place. Like it's also sitting by the rod too. And I should say, putting the rod in, I think I got lucky the first time because, unless you really spot where the rod is going, it is going to be harder to do it. So just make sure you got a good eye on it. But anyway, that is my observation. Without the wraparound, it sits flush. And with it, there is a bit of a gap, which is fine with me. As long as it doesn't move or go anywhere. Now the arms, put that back on. Head was back on, and this one also very easy to install. So we've got the overall look. Cannot wait to put these aura on. Still trying to figure out how the electronics apply here, but let's go ahead and see that once everything is on Broly here. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the aura pieces. I went ahead and took the wrapping off. We'll start with this big one. Now, I was testing out to see where this might go. It looks like it's got this big notch here. And it looks like that notch is going to go there. By the way, doing this without sort of any reference pic is a little tricky. So I went ahead and pulled up a picture just to kind of imagine where this would go. And hopefully I get this right. But let's see if this goes here on that part of his wraparound. Okay, so it looks like, at least from what I can tell, that big piece that I pulled out from right there does go here. Funny thing though, it does seem like you're gonna have to pull this out because his arm is kind of in the way. So in terms of order, you wanna put the aura in first. And then let's see if we can go ahead and attach his arm back on without hitting anything. There we go. Oh, it's a little strange. Yeah. Okay, so reverse order. Don't do what I just did. Take this out. All right, we'll probably install this last, okay? And let's go back to the arm. Just because the tip of his, sort of belt on his wraparound does interfere with the energy ball a bit. So we'll go ahead and set this first. Okay, that looks like it's in place. Let's go ahead. That'll stay there for now, but let's go ahead and do the other parts. Okay, next piece, we're gonna go ahead and start with this one. Now, a bit of an installation note. I did try to fidget with this a little bit just to see where it would go. It looks like this smaller end right here, okay, is gonna notch in that part of his shoulder, and then that goes in here, okay? And so if it's coming from that side of the tray, styrofoam tray, it's going on his left shoulder. Now, I tried to do this earlier. Let me go ahead and set this up really quickly. So here's the deal. You don't want to start with this part because otherwise it's kind of impossible to get the second part on. You want to start with the top part of the shoulder here, the smaller sort of like peg, right? So you want to start with this, and if you start with that, it should easily slide in place. There we go. We're all set up. Let's go on to the next aura. Okay, so that's what the aura looks like when it's all set in his shoulder. We'll go ahead and go to the next part. I'm going to work with this piece right here, just because the pegs seem familiar. So you've got your smaller peg. Where is that? Right there, and then the longer peg, and I believe it's that piece right there on his right shoulder. So if we can sort of mimic the way we applied it, this is tricky to do with one hand. This longer peg is gonna notch here. Okay, now where does this go? Is there even a spot for this peg? Oh, okay, right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay. All right, no, so don't do the long peg first. rewind, do it right here. So I think this is gonna notch there. Okay, I'm gonna do this with 2 hands. There we go. All right, we're all applied. Again, same, repeat the process on the other side. Start with the back of the shoulder, and then you can sort of take this notch in. There is a little bit of a give, but I would be careful. Do it with 2 hands so you don't scrape up the paint. There's a give where you can sort of massage its way through, but you know, you don't want to pull too much and break the thing. So just be careful, but that is the right shoulder aura. Let's go ahead and do the rest. I assume that these two, let's see, he's got aura on his hips here, and then around his legs. But I've got 1, 2, 3. Am I missing one? No, I hope not. All right, let's see. Oh no, that's right. There's the 1. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're all set. Let's see where these go. All right, so the aura piece that was situated here is actually gonna go here on this side of his body. Now, as you might have noticed, I took the arm out just because it's tricky to leave that on. Again, this is one of those order of operations kind of thing. So take that out, put it in a safe place. Same thing here. You wanna start with this part of the aura first, and then slowly wrap around, a little bit of give, and it should notch in place. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this arm off just in case. Oh, actually, no, I don't need to, because should be that these last 2 aura pieces should be going on his legs. So I can go ahead and apply this back on. Okay, nice, easy fit. And we've got most of him on. Let's go ahead for the last couple pieces. All right, so last 2 pieces are on, the aura on his right and left leg. I will say that the right leg aura is the one that's situated here, and the left leg aura, the one that's here, is the one that was included in the other box. I think the longer box it was. I'll have to flash back for that, but it is gonna go here. Now, a note on how you wanna apply this. First of all, here, you're gonna see a groove here and a groove here. Insert this groove first, okay? The smaller one by his foot, and then slowly kind of, you know, massage and nudge this way here. There is a bit of a give. It doesn't feel like it sits right in just yet, but you know, do it enough times and it'll get there. So that is the right leg part. Now this one, you kind of have to be smart about this, because you're gonna see that there's a hole here, but there is no spot for a hole here. Instead, you have a magnet, all right? And you actually see the groove for the magnet there. So I was trying to figure out how to do it. Obviously, you're gonna wanna start from the ankle, because that is the smallest part of his leg, like the less girth, right? So take this like a U, take it to his ankle here, and then slowly move up, and you should be able to get this in, and that from there is gonna be an easy application. Oh yeah, by the way, last thing. Yeah, all right, his final piece. We're gonna set this on. And there we go. Just as a tip, it's this brown part, whatever that is, it goes to your left. There it is. Okay, we're all set up. Looks really cool. All right, I wanna get to the review, but before we do that, I do wanna see how the lighting effects work. So let me go ahead and figure that out. Okay, so I went ahead and got the lighting effects out of here. So this is what comes in this white box here. You've got 2 standard batteries, it looks like, and then a USB cable, I guess to charge this. And then, oops, don't roll away. Okay, and then you've got the 2 pieces here. Looking at this, I have a feeling that this button here, and I think it does, looks like you can recharge it, yeah. It looks like that is actually what's gonna go and power this. So it doesn't look like this is gonna power itself through like your standard DC cable setup like I have with my other pieces. You are gonna unfortunately have to take the arms off there if you wanna see it light up. So let me just test the effect and see what that looks like with this by including this, and then I'll figure out where this goes. Okay, so we've got the lighting effects in. First of all, I will say thank you to the company, Ditaishe, for at least having these things charged up so I could, you know, appreciate the lights off the bat, didn't have to wait to charge. So I will say that as you take this off, you are gonna want to slide it in. I found that it was easier to kind of take the battery piece, or what do you call it, the flashlight, right? Stick it in his arm and then follow with the arm or the hand to get this effect. So you've got a strobing effect and then you've got the solid effect on his other arm. So that's really cool. You obviously can switch between the two if you want to do strobing for both or the solid. But I did figure out where this thing goes. All right, this is super cool. Check this out. So we hit that button here. All right. And oh my God. Yeah, that is crazy. Dude, I've never seen this before ever. Does this happen on the rest of his arm? Let me see. Oh, oh, oh it's, oh, what? Okay, I'm getting too excited. Let's do a proper preview of the lights later. Let's do a review of the piece first, but this is amazing. Okay, so boxes are packed away, and I gotta say off the bat, this looks amazing. I mean, just look at how big he is. This is 1/3 scale Broly. So very impressive just from the build itself. I mean, even just from the pictures, but you see it in person and you kind of compare it to everything else, especially with the sort of statue setup that I have, he stands out for sure. Looks really cool. Let's go ahead and dive into the details. All right, let's go ahead and jump right to it. Okay, so we've got our sort of glacier snow base, which is really cool. You're gonna see what looks to be different shades of blue here, or at least you've got your white with, it's not like a super bright white, but it does have tinges of light blue sort of scattered throughout. Now, I will say that one of my first impressions, and I showed you guys earlier, is there is like specks of, I don't know if it's dirt or grime, kind of throughout the piece. You can see it mainly here, right? At least on his foot. So I hope that is not a permanent thing. Got my trusty wipes. You know, when you have a baby around the house, you want to be ready. But let's go ahead and see if this comes off. Come on. Okay, good news. It's coming off. Okay, so I can probably clean this up a bit. I won't do that just yet, but yeah, not too big of a deal. Easily comes off here, and you can just kind of do that throughout the whole entire piece. A little bit of extra work, but I really don't mind here. A little bit more grind here, right? You take that off. Yeah, not too bad. I am super happy that it is something that can be easily cleaned off. So nothing to worry about there. We can really focus on the piece itself. Very cool. Okay, so back to the base. Let's go ahead and take a second look. It runs all the way around here. So you've got like this platform, nice and flat, and it extends all the way around. The glacier sort of ice particles shoot up a little bit here on the back to kind of give some, you know, accent to the aura here. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Not too much detail, but I do like the attention to sculpting here. So what you're gonna notice is you've got like the crater for his foot here. And it's not like it's super symmetrical, so you know you've got different jagged pieces on either side, which is fine with me. I do think it's nice that they paid attention to that and really sculpted each one out. Now, when it comes to application of the statue, it does look like, as you can see here, there's a bit of a give on the end of his foot here. So it doesn't necessarily feel like it notches in place, but it's okay because from what I can tell, yeah, he's not going anywhere. It's like a long metal. There's a rod right through his foot. So just in case, maybe in other pieces it sits flush, but on mine it does not. Not a big deal for me, but I just thought you guys should know. Now, let's go to the aura pieces because that is what is, I mean, pretty much sprinkled out through this whole entire piece here. This is a 3-set aura piece. You've got the long one in the front and the sides on the back. And I am so happy that I waited for the clear aura piece. It just super goes a lot better, I think, with my setup, and I do like the look of a nice clear aura, which is really cool, especially if you have nice lighting. It kind of accentuates it a bit more. So anyway, these notch in here right there, and it does look like there's a bit of clearance there right on the foot here and also here. I do like the way it is designed to really, you know, evoke this huge power-up effect. I think it was super smart to have the aura coming from the bottom. It goes around his ankles and even here on the sides, and I think the shoulders part, that just really, you know, can you imagine this without the shoulders? I really think this whole, the way this was put together, I think was super smart. Very simple, but effective. You know, you don't have too many aura pieces. Very simple to understand. You've got 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and then around him, and it achieves the effect that you want. So very smart on Ditaishe's part. And the aura is, I I'm gonna say it's very nice quality. Not too heavy, not too light. Probably similar to some of like the Aura I have. That's a Kylan Studio piece. That's a Last Sleep piece. That's Timoon, and those are KDC, right? So it's, you know, it's still nice, light, not too heavy, which is smart. Definitely, like for example, that Aura piece is crazy heavy. I just think it's because of the size. But this is nice and light, and it still achieves a nice strong effect. Speaking of Aura, let's go ahead to the ball here, and you're gonna see in the ball there are ridges, right? Which just gives it more texture. I like how they did this and separated it out so it's not like this super clear and smooth finish. It is a bit different. You just want to be careful here whenever you're, you know, especially with the lights, because you're going to have to take this out off and on, off and on. So just make sure you're careful and you have a nice soft place to sort of put the hands when you are adjusting your lights. But judging from what I can see, it's really nice. The transparent clear effect just works really well, and it complements, I think, at least with the choice that I had for clear, it complements each other. So that's really cool. Now, moving on to the paint application of the body. On the shoes or the boots here, we're gonna see a little bit of, it's a bit faded, or at least it's not like a deep green. Not faded in a bad way, but it does look like, you know, almost as if like the snow was sort of like covering his foot here. So you're not gonna get these like super dark colors. And then on his boot here, it looks to be a bit of a mix. I like the paint sort of distinction here. You got some dark blues and a bit of a more deep blue, sprinkled with some blacks. And then you've got, cool, look at that, notches in the armor, as if to sort of evoke battle, wear, and tear. That is really cool. And then also on the boots here, yeah, you can sort of see the tear. You can see the wrinkle effects. Very nice touch on even just the footwork, right? Now, here you've got like his tread, or what do you call it? The sole of his boot here. It seems to be a deeper gray than what you'd find lined here. Now, I will say here is a quality sort of, I don't wanna say issue, but you can definitely tell. I don't know if that's supposed to be glue or what, but the application could have been a bit better. For me, not a big deal, just because there are other things I can look at, and it's actually covered up by the ice particle. So not a big deal, but something to note that your piece may have it or may not, as these things go. So we get to the part here. Now it looks like here, first of all, his tights, or his purple tights, are a nice sort of deep royal purple. You've got tinges of black all around, which is very cool. And then even striations in the veins that go throughout his bottom half, right? And you're gonna see that there. And here, you're gonna have, what do you have here? Look at that, just notches in the gear as well, to evoke some wear and tear. And also the musculature is really well done. Nice big bulge. And I guess if you wanna look here, there's his crack. All right, enough of that. But yeah, very, very cool, nicely well done. Now this goes to a quality issue here, because it looks like we've got a little bit of white here. I don't know if that's like excess paint or not, or maybe it's just, hopefully this comes off. So let's go to my trusty baby wipe here and see if it'll come off. And yeah, it's coming off. Okay, that's a really good deal. I'm so happy that that's coming off. So nothing to worry about. I feel like it's just like a sort of storage thing. So I'm happy. I can spend some time later cleaning that up, but that allows me to focus on the piece more. So also really smart that they let a notch here for the Aura. And that's basically what you're gonna get. It's a nice deep purple. And from there we go to the wraparound, or as I keep saying, the cape. Like the sculpture here, sculpt, right? You can see the different sort of hair strands that they try to achieve, and you know, differences in green. So you've got your like darker green, a little bit of a lighter green, and it's really nicely textured all the way around. I will say that this part here, I don't know what this is supposed to be, like a cloth piece, doesn't really have much like shading detail, but it does have a bit of texture. Maybe that's the kind of offset and make it different from the wraparound, which is fine with me, but it does feel a bit, it's different from here. It definitely stands out, and maybe that's it's what it's supposed to do. But yeah, it's, by the way, as I mentioned, the cape is not too heavy. Again, the wraparound is not too heavy. Oh, look at this. This is cool. So you see like the grooves that they put here. Ah, that's super cool. And it just gives you like a sort of lift. I don't know if you can tell, But it's very tricky to kind of like just put a cape on him. But the way they sculpted it, it looks like he's, you know, like it's billowing in the wind and he's powering up. So I'm really happy that they went ahead and sculpted him just like that. Okay, so from the wraparound, let's go ahead to his armor here. So you're gonna see cracks in the armor, and I do like the way this green is applied. So it's got tinges of green. You've got highlights in the crack here with black marks, okay, all around. I'm gonna say that the armor piece, at least the main one, is a nice deep black. Much deeper, I think, than what you find here, but again, I guess it's because of the snow effect, right? But, and then you even got scratches there in the armor. Very cool detail, just to show more of that battle wear. Again, and it's also indented too, right? So it's nicely sculpted right into his armor, and you're gonna see that extend all the way here to his shoulder pads, and so on and so forth. So I even think it goes to the back. Can we see? Yeah, all right, let's take a look at the back. Yeah, that's even cooler. So you can see the battle damage that goes all the way around from the top, on the black and the green parts, and you've got the tinges of black there in the cracks, which I think just sets it apart really nicely. You can see all the battle damage. I think the choices of how they put the battle damage on there is really well done. I like it, you know, just from very far away, you know, and the thing is, from far away you can't really tell, but up close you can see it, and it does do a lot to kind of set the scene for this part, or at least for this display piece of Broly. Let's go ahead and take a look at his skin tone. So on his hands here, again, there were two. There was the fisted up version and the open palm with the ball in hand. I went with the open palm. And we can sort of see the striations. Very simple application, I think, in terms of paint. Like, for example, you're not going to see too many like differences in shading when it comes to his fingertips or his nails here. It's pretty much a solid sort of color, although there is a bit of shading, I think, here on the knuckles. What you are going to see, especially here, is the indentation, a little bit of texture, I'd say, on his arm muscles there. And just the way this is sculpted is really well done. And you can definitely see more of the shading here. So I think they decided to focus more of the shading right here on the arms, and then kind of balance it out with a little less on the hands, but in which case it's still really, really well done. Also, take a look here. Look at that. This is really cool. The detail where they kind of went into the sculpt underneath. You're never actually going to see this, right, on display. But if you look underneath the shoulder pad, look at that. It's also got the armor damage. And I believe that's also going to be replicated on the other side. Yeah, that is cool. Awesome work. Now, from the skin tone, since I'm on this side, I already saw it. You've got the battle damage on his skin here. So a bit of a different shade, definitely. So it looked like he's wounded. I would say that the paint application here, maybe they could have added some blood, but not a big deal for me. I actually prefer it without the blood. But just so you guys know, that is the kind of paint application you're gonna get. If you want more detail, I would say you can always commission somebody, maybe have them paint over it a little bit more. But I think for what it's supposed to evoke, especially from the distance that you're looking at it, you know, I think it works. And you also don't want to be too gory, right? Because then it's like a little bit unsightly. So I think this is the perfect balance. But then again, we take a look at the back of the arm here, and you're gonna see just more and more of the musculature. Really cool striations all the way around here. And I cannot wait to break this down with the light that they gave us and how it kind of shines with the paint. That's a really cool effect. Can't wait to see that. All right, now, on to well, let's go to the hair first. The hair is fairly simple. It seems like it's just a sort of black paint. You do have the ridges in the hair. I would say that even the armor has more shading, and even his what do you call this? Arm guards have more shading than his hair does, which is actually very different from some of my other pieces. Like, for example, just here on this Broly, you're gonna see different shades of green here to kind of highlight the tinge, right? Different colors of green. Also on Vegeta here, different colors of yellow, light, dark, and some white. On Broly here, it's a bit flat, which again is okay. I do think it offsets. I think it was a creative decision, just because you've already got shading here. So if you put too much shading, maybe it takes too much away from everything else. So I think the nice flat black does work. And given that, let's go ahead and take a look at his expression, which, that looks so cool. I do think they captured this really well. the striations in his forehead here, the way his pupils are sort of dilated. It looks like, I can't tell if that's like a sticker application or maybe it's painted on, but it's really well done. Now the mouth, here you go. It's a very simple mouth. There's not too many details here. But again, I do think it achieves what it needs to achieve when it comes to the look. We see more of the sculpting and striations all around the neck, which is really cool. A bit of his wound peeking from the armor here, which is a nice touch. They didn't have to kind of put that. They could have just made it simple. I think that's a nice detail that they added. Now, you are going to see a bit of what looks to be a seam line. This is, though, put together as one piece. But seam lines don't really bother me. But if you are that type of collector who kind of notices those details, that is one thing to think about. But I don't think you will really notice it from far away. But just like overall, man, this thing is so cool, especially for the size that you're getting for it. I cannot believe that they put all of this into the piece. It's just, oh man, cannot wait to kind of get this guy set up properly in the collection. Hats off to Ditaishe. This looks really cool. Okay, so with the formal review out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into overall thoughts, right? Now, with this piece, I will say you are going to encounter what I saw in terms of paint application, a little bit of inconsistency in some areas. So, for example, like I mentioned here, you're going to see that sort of application. Then you have the dirt that kind of comes with it. Again, I didn't actually see that on the top piece. It was more present here, but easily removable, so that's actually not a big deal. Very satisfied with at least that part, but I did want to let you guys know that there are those paint inconsistencies. Now, outside of the paint application, there are other things that you will consider when it comes to picking up this piece is the assembly. Now, assembly-wise, when you look at it, it's actually not that difficult because it's a very simple piece. But obviously, it does take a bit of navigation as you go through the piece the way I just did. But I will say that once you figure out where all the pieces go, it's actually very easy. And hopefully, if you're watching this video for a guide on that, I hope it helped you guys and make your whole assembly process much faster. It doesn't come with assembly instructions, but again, it's pretty straightforward. And if you spend the time, you'll be able to figure it out. Not a big deal for me. I've had tougher experiences with assembly. I'm just glad, like most of what I had to do was just figuring out where stuff goes. I'm just glad that everything fits and where it's supposed to be, because I've had some pieces where I just spend an hour just trying, I know where it's supposed to go and it's just having a hard time getting into the slot. So overall, I'm quite happy with the assembly process. There you go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk pricing, which I think this is where this piece just excels. Value for money with what you're getting. Now, I reached out to a local retailer here. Shout out to MCKC Figures and Toys here in the Philippines. You guys were awesome. They helped me out with the support. They handled all the shipping, to get the replacement in, and they did it as fast as they could. And with that, I was able to secure this at the PO price, which is 33,000 Philippine pesos, which I think USD prices, you're gonna look at around 589 US dollars. Now, I've seen this nowadays in the market go as high as 40,000 Philippine pesos, which is gonna put you around 714 US dollars. Can you believe just the jump in market price? But I will say, even with that market price jump, I mean, look at this. This last sleeve is almost, I forget how much this was cost, but I'm gonna flash it on the screen. Definitely much more expensive than this. So it is crazy to me how much value we are getting with this piece. I mean, just with the size, and I'm gonna say that if you can pick this guy up, even if it's above market price or PO price, I still think it is worth getting, just because you are still gonna be under most of the other pieces out in the market, especially given what you get for it. So big value. A big shout out to Ditaishe. This thing is a winner. I love it so much. I cannot wait to set this guy up. I mean, he's already set up, but I do want to move him to the rest of the collection. Man, I'm a loss for words because this thing is cool. Shout out to Ditaishe. Nice work. All right, now before we wrap things up, I did want to do one more definitive light test. As you can see, I've got both balls here lit up with the light turned on. There is a strobe version. We'll take a look at that in just a second. And I just wanted to go ahead and see and show you guys what this looks like with the lights off. So here we go. Woo! All right, hold on. Let me go ahead and switch views. Wow, look at that. All right, so that is with both lights on, and I've got the UV light that it comes with, and that just looks even cooler. Love how it runs all the way from his skin to his hands and arms. So cool. Wow. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like with the strobing effect. Okay, now here he is with the strobing effects turned on. Let's go ahead and see what this looks like with the lights off, and oh, even cooler. Let's go ahead and show you guys with the UV lights. So that is the solid light I showed you guys earlier, and this is what it looks like when you use the strobe effect. Even cooler. So it really runs all the way, you know, right here from his neck, his forehead. You're gonna find it there on his arms, all the way down, even here where it kind of powers up and heats up his palm there. Also on this side, this is just amazing. That is so cool. Wow. All right, everybody, that should do it for today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and checking out the review. I hope if you picked this up, the assembly was helpful for you. If this is your first time watching it, then maybe just seeing it in this way kind of helps you make the decision of whether you want to pick this up or not. I would recommend that you do because it's just so cool. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!
First round pick, first class ticket, we can go round trip. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit. Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. They don't gotta ask cause they know I'm him. Started underground and the crown still fit, right? Crown still fit. Look, moving around, they tell me to stop. Nah, king of the throne, I'm taking the top spot. Bubbling up, I'm ready to pop off. Let me paint a picture for you, I'm feeling like Bob Ross. Look at head on, I never ran from it. Hammer all these MCs, nobody can touch it. Flying out the family, tripping in Nantucket. I feel like Stan Lee, cause when I show up, the fans love it. Let's go.
Look, this is not a cameo, popping like a can of Coke. Sending me a beat to send one back and with a ransom note. Young, rich, and handsome, no. Feel like Indiana Jones. Made enough this month that I could probably buy my family home.
Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. First class ticket, we can go round trip. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit. Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. They don't gotta ask cause they know I'm him. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit.
Hey yo, the crown still fit and the fit go crazy. Yeah, you working with a Leo, I'm the new Scorsese. I'm a gift to this world like a newborn baby. I don't mean to be so rude, but that's what New York made me. It's the Prince of Manhattan, been rapping since 9/7.
Wait, Prince of the internet did it since pandemic. Look, all the compliments given were backhanded.
All my haters wheelchair jimmies, they can't stand it.
Go and take a seat, please. Check the IMDb. Still be cashing checks from all the times I've been on TV. Yes, I got the receipts. Did it since a preteen. Still working with the family, cause that's a dream team. Ay, best in the league, I'm the first round pick. First class ticket, we can go round trip. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit. Best in the league, I'm the first round pick. They don't gotta ask cause they know I'm him. Started underground and the crown still fit. Crown still fit.
Hit me! That's such a great ad-lib.
I want all that smoke, turn me into ashes. Want you on my skin, nicotine patches. I just wanna take you like a deep breath. Ain't gonna have one single cigarette. Give me that smoke, all them flames, all that heat, keep it calm. And I want my emergency is my woman, but just let me burn. I should've learned, but no. I want all that smoke.
Give me the smoke, give me the heat, you my wildfire. Give me a toke, breathing deep, you what I desire. Get too close to you, I might get burned. Well, that's okay because I like how it hurts. So
I want all that smoke.
put on my heart in this, set ablaze my arsonist. Cupid got 2 hits, guess you and me got targeted. I got the hardest hit, straight down to my cartilage. Can't think about life
lighter V. I don't need no lighter, baby, cause you fire. Check me into rehab, I know you gon' be bad for me like my favorite habits keeping me high. Need a surgeon, gentle warning on them Levi's. I want all that smoke, turn me into ashes. Want you on my skin, nicotine patches. I just wanna take you like a deep breath. Ain't gon' have one single cigarette. So give me that smoke, all them flames, all that heat, keep it coming. I want my emergency is my woman, but just let me burn. I should've learned, but no. I want all that smoke.
Feeling impatient, got me sweating, you hotter than Vegas. Breathing heavy, my heart has been racing. Need a second, I gotta embrace it. Okay, cause you don't know what you do, my love. I still walk through flames for you just because.
I want all that smoke.
Little bit of heat, never hurt no one. Taking all the shine like there were no sun. Heating up quick like a